it is not. But and you're kind of like, could have really super bitten me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe,
it
yeah.
did not. Go ahead and make, memory. Sorry, that's intelligence.
Okay,
And,
my intelligence is really bad.
well, still though.
5.
It's not, but that's not your base roll.
Okay, yeah.
When you're doing a check of this kind, you use a multiple.
Okay.
And so, I forgot what the default was, but we'll say it's 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Granted, you're not this.
No, my intelligence is 5.
Right, so
Yeah.
25%.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's see how that goes.
12. I make it.
All right. Even a blind hen.
Yeah.
It specifically attacked the person who was
Attacking me.
attacking you.
Ah. Interesting. This is when I...
Friend.
And then
Yeah.
so you put that together.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, it's not attacking club.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any good thoughts towards Gurnil, so I might just...
I don't
Kind of
think you
back
generally
off.
have many good thoughts.
Exactly. So I might...
Is that
yeah.
the unscrupulous?
Unscrupulous and absent-minded.
Okay.
It's a very weird combination.
Yeah. Now, who was I going to betray?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. But then I say, let him feed.
Okay. So will you gesture or
Yeah,
indicate as much?
Yeah.
Right.
definitely.
Where will you go at that point?
I'll probably take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
So if was I here?
I would think you were over at the green on that right there.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just I'll step behind Gurnil and present him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what happens.
Well, what
Would
will
that
happen?
be a pious act towards your god, or
Could be.
I don't know those
Yeah,
rulings or something.
If I'm thinking
If you
maybe
say so.
maybe I interpreted this as some kind of angel of Morgoth.
Yeah,
So then why shouldn't I offer some sustenance?
The way to do that, of course, is to demonstrate is to state your commitment in this regard.
Yeah.
So it's something you would have to say out loud.
Mhm.
So do you do that? Because that's something.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So here we go into our. Now you're not asking for intervention.
No.
But
I read about those rules.
But piety points, on the other hand, is no joke, right?
Yeah.
We want those.
Yeah, but I need more.
Well, that's how we get them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
take a look at prayer, confession, penance, daily mass, high mass, service for the temple.
That's when I didn't set fire to the bed.
That's true. Get 3 for doing that.
For not to fight with him.
Well, you were doing the service.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It wasn't-
It's the fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It says piety accrual is on completion, may be varied to reflect the difficulty of the task. Well, he completed it.
Yeah, sure.
Fully, so.
Yeah.
gods look after their own.
Quest. Okay. Obtain piety. It's a matter of rolling, actually. Go ahead and roll for the cleaning. It's 90%.
Yeah. I make it.
So let's just say that people who clean the temple a lot,
Yeah.
you know, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how shall I serve you? You know, that toilet looks a little.
No, definitely a pious act.
Yeah. Now, I don't see a specific thing here, but I do see it as equivalent. It's a little dangerous what you're doing. Most of these are really routine things to do.
Like holding mass and that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, the roll is going to begin. I think I'm going by what they say here. The roll is going to be quite generous. Roll for 90% again.
Okay.
Ooh.
9.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah.
that means that I think you're putting yourself, on the line here.
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't know for sure.
No.
Right. And so that is going to be, I'm going to give you the maximum that they've got on here for the other things.
Yeah.
So that's 5 more points. As I have said several times, when it comes to the religion, you actually don't know what this means. Metaphysically, the game does not tell you. We don't know actually if there is even a God. Who cares?
Yeah.
So now let's take a look. Yeah. So I should say what it does. Right. It swoops down again, wraps him up again, sinks its fangs into him, and he struggles briefly. It's clear that this thing hunts by by stunning and hypnotizing its prey. And also what you can pick up, just because you made that put everything together kind of roll, it's not strong enough to bear away a human being.
Okay.
So it could have, if it were, then it would have just taken him with it.
Yeah.
But to dodge, it had to let go.
Yeah.
So
Is betrayal still like dazed or something?
well, that's I'm about to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Since this has been a couple of combat actions now,
Yeah.
It's no longer giving off that sound.
Oh.
It would he would shout out in fear and say, "Durnhill." What do you do now?
I turn towards him and calmly say, "See, you have witnessed the glory of Morgoth. We have been protected by his great benevolence."
Kind of wondering on your rhetoric here, which isn't a great chance, but let's just say that you've demonstrated your point dramatically.
Yeah, and I have a horrible voice as
Yeah, I know,
So
I
it's
know.
like slurred
Well,
speech and
yeah,
it's just...
Your rhetoric is...
My rhetoric is 30, but my voice is 6. So
right,
it's
but
like,
you're... Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the clarity of what you say,
Yeah.
not the beauty of it
Yeah.
that matters. And so here, what is your SB, your skill base for rhetoric?
it's 10.
Okay, well, I'm going to bump you twice.
Okay.
So that's 50.
Yeah.
So it's a +2.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I failed.
With a
78, but it's a
minor failure.
Marginal.
He's too scared,
Yeah.
right? He basically just grabs at the donkey and he's going to try to get out of there as quickly as possible. So he's not offended or upset with you specifically, but he thinks you're a kook. So he's trying to get out as quickly
Yeah, and
as
all my
possible.
stuff is still in the
Yeah,
cart,
of course.
so I'm following.
Okay, you're going to follow.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a. How are you at jumping?
40.
Let's go ahead and make a jumping check.
Yep. I make it. And critical.
You landed a critical?
Yes, yeah.
40. Beautiful.
You are going to land beautifully in the wagon.
Yes.
And we have to make a critical actually a thing, right? You can't just say it was a great jump. It
Yeah.
was, I kind of like that. He manages to get some speed going.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I better get there. So you do land. And I'm going to say that you land without him noticing. That's the critical success, is that this is a non-problematic arrival for you.
Yep.
Okay?
For him.
So that's where we've ended up.
Yeah.
And no looting that corpse, I suppose.
No, but
Okay.
I might almost turn the donkey around later.
Okay.
Later. Some business to attend to first.
And we'll carry on with you in just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you ran into marshes.
So, yeah, no, we're on the road now.
Well,
I guess.
it is.
Okay.
Let's take a look. Where's the hex map?
On the...
Oh, sorry. No, not that one.
Okay.
I meant this one.
Okay, listen.
Okay, let's be clear here. So find Waseda, work your way down the coast, and you'll find that this little hamlet is called Meryon, Meryn. And so the way I see it is that hardly anybody actually lives here. Maybe, one household.
Yeah.
But there are a whole bunch of shacks and things because people work here. And some people may stay here for days at a time or a season or something like that. So it's a working area that's marginally inhabited enough so that somebody's always there. And there's some sort of center of operations. And there's one more little place, another watch down the road, but probably not. I keep forgetting just how much a hex is in there, but I don't think that it's another 4 hours to get to that spot, the next little spot, which you can also see is the last one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you would have sort of turned somewhere in between here and there. I think you would take a left into the marshes.
Yeah.
So was the plan.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, monsters or no monsters, Petrain seems pretty determined to do exactly this, right? So there you are, crouching in the wagon, and as he's the donkey, all stereotypes aside, was perfectly happy to leave the area.
What about the locals?
That's a good question. This was all very sudden.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the responses will be real, but they are not evident to him.
Yeah.
If you want to keep, watch the skies, tell me if you want to watch the skies. Whether the thing is, up and around. So that I think is where I'll leave you for the moment.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Something.
I think I'm gonna head up and ask you what's going on here, why you're gathering and singing, and from my point of view, chasing this woman, chasing her, ask what's going on.
Okay. That's a good. Let's see how you do with oratory. Because
Oratory is 30.
Okay.
22.
Ooh. Right. Okay. Well, Arthur is actually quite a speaker, right? You've got a lot of charisma, tall, good-looking, well-built guy, who's sort of makes a bit of a presence as he steps out there.
Seems to be a fitting name.
Yeah. And so they somebody shouts, Arthur, yes. Everybody's like, he's here. It's like they're enthusiastic. They're telling you exactly what you asked, which is we're going to go and show the constable that he can't just let us starve. And if he isn't receptive, we'll just take something. What? I don't know, something. And maybe beat up some people if we have to. And if now that you're here, we don't have to worry about any of his guards or anything. They're very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And she tried to stop us, right? She's taking our food. She's privileged. Translate to locals vocabulary.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the constable's not here right now.
He's in the keep somewhere.
Could I take a stab at trying to resolve the situation, or is it? Sorry, wrong staff.
Figurative staff.
To Eric, there's only one staff. I think, absolutely. We are in role-playing mode at the moment, and that if we want to time it by initiative, we can. Still not quite feeling the need for that, but boy, are we close.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'll play the fool and shout that hooray! Perhaps Arthur can talk to the constable for us. Yay, Arthur!
That's pretty close to what they're saying in a slightly less
so,
physical way. So I don't think that's a role. I think you're kind of fitting in
great.
pretty nicely.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty nicely. With
Positive.
nobody's
magic.
pushing back on that. So.
As much as
Oh, thank you ever so much.
as much as I love bloodshed, it's very fun. I think you're gonna try to avoid it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say, okay, I'll talk to constable and see what I can do, but please stay here and stay calm.
Where is Osquin going at this point?
Continuing on towards this area. Yeah.
Well, this is where you see the very same fellow that you set up the lodgings for.
Yep, the captain.
Yes, Narville.
Yep.
Has rapidly passed out spears and to about 6 or 7 guys. Most of them are his men, but there are 1 or 2 of the fighting men from the keep as well. And Brion, the swordmaster, is shouting something that sounds disapproving. Narville is handing out the spears. These guys are taking it upon themselves to just grab either like practice weapons or a couple of live blades as well that are sitting around or involved in the training. So therefore some are with padded weapons or wooden things, which are still pretty dangerous. And some actually have, like an axe. But he's just handed out the last spear to these guys, and they are already, these are sea bandits. They know their way around a spear and a shield. And so they know that if they're up against a mob, you don't go in with shield and axe. You go in with 3 guys on each side of you with spears. And they look like they're forming up quite well. So you're like looking into the teeth of spear points, and Narville is handing out the last one and turning to let's go.
Yeah, but then I try to get his contact, Narville's contact, immediately. Sort of walk up to him and ask, what are you thinking? Are we sort of why are you sort of why is the swordmaster disapproving here, and what's sort of going on?
Right.
Putting myself between them, sort of trying to talk to someone else too.
So you're talking to Narville.
Yes.
Right.
Asking.
And he says, Osquin, get into the keep. Get safe. Tell the constable we're taking care of his security problem for him. We'll show how valuable we are to him.
I really appreciate your effort, but these are, you're doing a great service to your kind, and I really like it, but you don't.
One of the guys shouts out, "Sergeant! Blood for Sergeant!"
And your enthusiasm is
And
commendable.
you're like, how tall? Right? You're like,
Yeah, but I have to remember, we can. It's very good. Keep yourself in reserve here, and we'll see how this situation develops, because these are just normal people. They are just a bit upset about the sort of food situation. It's very obvious. There's no ruckus here. There's absolutely nothing going on. There are
Interestingly enough, the song that they're singing down the way is about monsters rising for the water, from the water. That is not working for these sailors. In fact, this is just so you know, and you're very perceptive. They're being triggered. The content, they just for the first time picked up the content, and they are all like, ah, right? So, and the response of people like this to being fear triggered is to go and butcher someone. So, yeah, just letting you know that's going on here.
But I still have to do my duty.
I hear you.
And I talk sense to the captain. I need to appeal to his softer values. His sense of
Wait, where?
his sense of duty, sense of obligation, and his goodwill. And
You
sort
really
of,
want to stay here during the whole winter? I don't think it's been a good start. Right?
yeah,
Not a
exactly.
good start to kill off a bunch of all the family members around here.
Yeah, exactly. I have to understand. Like this is the constable knows that these people are they're responsible for the prosperity of this area. You can't beat them up. They have to work to be able to keep this community going.